Mr. President, today President Biden had the first of his meetings with Russian President Vladimir Putin. He certainly has many important messages to convey to Mr. Putin about ongoing cyber attacks against us and our allies, the murdering of peaceful political opponents, and potential areas where we might still be able to work together to deal with nuclear proliferation. The important discussion comes after several days where President Biden reaffirmed our relationship with our most important allies, those in the G7 and NATO. There were important announcements about leading the global COVID vaccine effort and standing up to the outrages perpetrated by nations around the world. But perhaps what was most important was that President Biden reasserted America's role as a leading champion of democracy, security, and international norms. I hope this spells an end, and I believe it does, of the unimaginable events that occurred in the previous administration. Coddling of foreign dictators such as Putin, dismissing our closest allies, and threatening the critical North Atlantic Treaty Organization. President Biden knows that America's leadership and its example are critical in leading shared efforts to stop this pandemic, tackle climate change, push back on rogue nations, and maintain global norms of behavior. President Biden also knows that how we manage our democracy here at home affects our ability to lead abroad. The last administration bullied our allies, and we watched in disbelief as they cozied up to the autocrats around the world. I've often said a great deal of America's influence around the world comes from the power of its ideals and values, critical and precious assets that we must nurture and never take for granted. Our historic, peaceful transfer of power has been a marvel for generations for much of the world. I'll never forget the power and emotion felt walking with my friend, the late Senator John McCain, through Ukraine's Maidan Square, looking at the makeshift memorials to those who'd lost their lives, hoping for a free and democratic Ukraine. John McCain once said, "America's greatest strength has always been its hopeful vision of human progress." I couldn't agree more, and couldn't be more proud that President Biden is reaffirming this belief on the world stage this week. So let me take this moment to commend the President and his team for a timely, critical, important visit with international allies and adversaries in recent days. It won't solve all the problems we face, but we can be proud of this example of American leadership, generosity, and decency.